So here the modifications that I have made to this platform. In this platform I'm going to show it to you in this lecture, and besides that at the end I'm going to give you a question. Whoever is going to give the right answer of that question, or whoever is going to provide the solution of that question, I'm going to share the code of one of my creations with him. Fine. So let's now begin with creating two profiles on this platform first. So for that we need to hit this camera option here, and automatically we are going to get redirected on one of our computer drives. Okay, so for now I am selecting this Modi ji's photo, and here I am naming it as Modi ji, and the number with which I'm going to create the profile of Modi ji is 9891. Let's now hit this confirm button and see what are we going to get. Okay, now let's come on the second mobile phone, or you can say browser or device, and let's create a second profile. So for that I will make use of the Trump's photo that is there on my desktop, and here I'm going to define this Trump as a name in this component, and phone number, let's use this one for now. Okay, let's hit this confirm button. Okay, now I am going to hit this screen over here and see what are we going to get. So this is Modi ji's profile that has got created over here, and it is visible clearly. Let's now hit this screen and see what are we going to get. Okay, we are able to see this Trump's profile over here. So I have used animated images of Trump and Modi ji for this lecture. Now let's if suppose Modi ji wants to talk to Trump, he need to search for Trump's profile using his phone number, the phone number with which Trump has created his profile on this platform. So Trump's mobile number is this. We can search Trump's profile, and in this way the Trump's profile will get visible to Modi ji. Similarly, if Trump want to search for Modi ji's profile, he need to write down the number of Modi ji here in the search bar, and need to tap on the search button, and he'll come across this Modi ji's profile. Now let's hit this name. So here Modi ji can communicate his things to Trump, and here Trump can communicate his things to Modi ji. Now let's hi Trump. So let's say that this is a message which Modi ji wants to send to Trump. So he need to type the message here and hit this send button. So now the message is going to get reflected like this, okay, on this Modi ji's phone. Besides, now if suppose Trump want to receive the message, he need to hit this receive button, and he will be able to receive it like this on his phone. So likewise, Modi ji, Trump can also send message to Modi ji, and this is how Modi ji can receive the message here. Fine. Now let's type another message here. So this is the second message, and this is how Trump can receive the message here. Okay, so likewise, they can chat with each other. Okay, now how are these text boxes getting created? That's what we are going to learn in this lecture first. Okay, so this is the coding window. This is the code.org platform, and this is the whole code of this WhatsApp application on which we are working. Now here on this data browser, I would like to show you the tables that have got created. So we have got 3 tables here that have got created. So one is with this phone number 9891, in which Modi ji's information is stored, and one user is Trump. The second user is Trump. And we have got one more table here. This is the phone number which we used for creating Trump's profile, right? So here you will be able to see all the messages which we sent to Modi ji, which Trump sent to Modi ji. Okay, and from this table we are fetching these messages. Fine. So the messages that you are seeing over here: hi Trump, how are you doing? Let's destroy China. Okay, everything is getting whatever is getting visible over here in this green part, it is getting fetched up from this table. Likewise, everything that just a second, these messages: hi, I'm good, how about you? Yes, I'm with you. So these messages, we are fetching these messages from this table, okay, which we have created on the basis of the phone number of Trump, with which we have registered Trump's profile on this platform. Fine, so this is how the tables are going to get created automatically, and in these tables you will be able to see all the messages that the sender is going to send to the receiver. Fine. Now let's come on the coding part. What are the changes that we have made in the coding so as to get these messages reflected like this? It is getting reflected in green color, it is then getting reflected in red color. We are able to see each and every message now. So how can we get this kind of thing? So first of all, I would like to show you something. There are 2 ways in which you can design your mobile app. Let me just show it to you practically. What is the concept, what is the thing, what is the trick that I have used for creating these messages that you are seeing in red and green color. So if you want to see a text box over here, a text input box, so what you have to do, you have to come on the design part and you can place this text input box over here. Okay, and when you will run this application, you will be able to see it on this mobile simulator, right? Now if suppose you want to create this text input box at the runtime, so what you have to do, you can make use of this these codes over here. These are the blocks which will create the component when the app will run. Suppose, let me just give you an example. If you want to see a text input box over here on this mobile simulator, okay, so what you have to do, you just have to use this text input code, and when you'll place it here, automatically when you will run this mobile simulator screen, you will be able to see a text input box over here. Okay, so it has got created at the runtime. We have not used the design components for creating the input box that we are seeing at the runtime, at the time when the app is running. Okay, likewise, if you want to see a button at the runtime, you can make use of this command, and when you'll run it, you will be able to see the button 2. Fine. That's how you can create the components. You can code your application in such a way that you can see the components at the runtime. Now let's come on this coding part, the things that we have changed in the coding. So here I am going to start from the right from the top. So this is same, everything is same here. Here also I have not made any change. Okay, in this also I haven't made any kind of change. Okay, now comes this portion. The only thing that I have changed is the yesterday I had not made use of any variable. So for creating these text boxes that you're seeing right now, these green input box, this red input box, for creating these dynamic boxes, what I have done, I have made use of some variables. Besides for defining a proper length and height also for this dynamic components that you see when I'm sending the message. These dynamic components, for defining the height and width of these, I have made use of variables. Now let's understand the code. So there are three variables which I have declared over here. The value of z, initially it is 70, the value of x is 1, and the value of y is 101. Okay, now let's come here. So this is the code which is going to get executed when the user will hit the send button. It means when he will hit this send button, the whole code which you are seeing right now on your screen, it is going to get executed. So this table is going to get created. Besides, once the table will get created, automatically what's going to happen? A text input, this is the box, this is a text input box, this is a dynamic input box which will get created automatically here. Okay, you remember when I was if you'll write down a message here, so when you will hit this send button, what is going to happen? It is going to get reflected in this green color box, in this text input box. And this text input box, this is a dynamic box which is getting created automatically. Okay, and inside this our message is getting reflected. Now how have I done that? I have used this code. Okay, this is the code which is actually creating that text box. And set position, this is the code that I've used for setting the position, the point at which I want to see this text input box getting reflected. Now what is the ID of this text input box? This is the ID, y. Okay, y is the ID. From where are we getting the value of y? This is the value of y. Okay, we have initialized this variable y with this value 101. So this is how this text input box is created. So the text input box which is getting created for the first time, the ID of this one is 101. Fine. And the ID of the second input box, the second green box that is getting created, the ID of this is 102. Why it is 102? Just because when the user will hit this send button, automatically the value of x and y, they both are going to get incremented by 1. This is also a code that I have defined so that every text input box can have a unique ID. That's why we need to increment the value of x and y also. Y is the variable that I have used for the sending input boxes that are getting created dynamically. And this x I have used here, for this receiving button. Okay, when the user is hitting this receiving button, this is the receiving button. When the user is hitting this, we are getting a red color input box a dynamic red color input box is getting created automatically. So what is the code that I've used for that? This is the code. Okay, let's talk about the send button first, and after that we are going to come on the coding part of the receiving button. So this is the code which I have made use of for giving a green color to the background of this text input component. Okay, and what is the text color? Whatever text that is getting reflected over here, it is of white color. What is the code that I have used for this? This is the code: set property of this component, the text color, to white. Fine. And when the user will hit the send button, so the text input, whatever the user has typed here, in this input boxes, it is it is going to get disappear. The user will not be able to see it anymore, but he will be able to see it on this window. Fine. Now comes this variable I. So we have defined, I have used one more variable that I would like to tell you, the use of z is a variable. Now what this z is doing, see here, while setting the position, I have mentioned 20 plus z. Why? So that when the user will hit this receive button, so the green box is getting reflected here. Now again, in order to receive the message this person is that this person has sent to him, he need to hit this button. Now when he will hit this button, we do not want this box to collapse with this green box. So in order to define a proper distance in between these two boxes, green box and red box, this is the variable that we have used for doing the same, 20 plus z. So z is actually the gap in between the two boxes, the green box and the red box. Fine. Similarly, the same code I have used for this receive button also. Nothing is, I have not changed anything except these four things. Okay, and everything whatever we have used for this, whatever line of codes we have used here for this send button, all these four line of code I have used for this receive button also. Okay, everything is same, and the value of I is getting incremented. Besides, the value of z is also getting incremented. Here also it is getting incremented, and we need to increment it here also when the user will hit this send button. See, okay, here it is getting incremented by 32 and here it is getting incremented by 30. So if you want, you can make it 32, otherwise 30 will also work. So this is the basic changes that I have made. Rest everything is same. Okay, now let's talk about one more thing. Yesterday I have received some messages from you guys that how can we retrieve the messages? How can we retrieve the messages that we have sent to the other person? So I think that problem, I have sorted out that problem. Okay, now the issue on this platform is this. Let's create a third profile. So I'm going to select the photograph of this Chinese Prime Minister Lee. This is the name with which we are going to create a new profile. Okay, now let's hit this screen and see what's gonna happen. So we have got the profile created successfully. Now if suppose Lee want to talk to Modi ji, then he need to search for his profile using his phone number. So he will be able to access Modi ji's profile. Now let's hit this name over here. and here he can write down the message, whatever message he want to convey to Modi ji. Suppose he want to convey this thing. So for Modi ji, if Modi ji want to read his message, he need to go back first, and after that he need to type the number of Lee with which he has registered his profile on this platform, and he need to tap on this search bar button. Now when he will tap on this Lee's name, the messages that he had sent to Trump, those messages are going to get visible. Okay, so my question is, how can we get rid of this issue? Okay, because what I want is, when Modi ji comes on Lee's profile, okay, and when Modi ji hit this Lee's name, this name over here, and he should see everything blank. Okay, I don't want to see these messages, the messages which Modi ji had sent to Trump. So what is the code that we can make use of? How can we get rid of these messages, the messages that Modi ji had sent to Trump earlier? This is a question. Whoever will answer this question correctly, I'm going to share with him the link of my projects, whatever links he require, of whatever projects that I have created and the lectures of which I've shared with you on my YouTube channel. Okay, just try it out once and let me know about the same in case you have got the answer in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching this video, dear, and have a great day. Bye bye.